my name's Kyle Watson. I fight in the lightweight division. I train out of the Hit Squad, formerly known as Matt Hughes' gym. It's in it's in Granite City, Illinois, just outside of St. Louis, Missouri. I've been fighting, for quite a while now. I just had my 28th pro bout on UFC 129. I started my career about 1999, so I've been doing this for over a decade, and been at it for a while, and just really love the sport. And I'm also a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fanatic, and just got my black belt a couple weeks ago.
Wow, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And since being signed with the UFC, how's your life changed? Or
How my life changed? It's a lot busier, and it's just a lot more people trying to contact you. A lot more people want something from you, want your time, want different things. It's just busier, But other than that, I don't really think that much different. I don't think, I'm definitely one of the newer fighters that people still probably don't know a lot about, even though I've been in the game for a while, just as far as like how it's changed, it's just honestly just busier. I'm doing a lot of interviews like these and on my phone and the computer constantly. But other than that, man, it's just business as usual, training and teaching. Because besides training to fight, my full-time job is teaching Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at night. I have a pretty good following at the Hit Squad.
All right. And as of your fights, who do you think was your most challenging fight to date?
Most challenging fight? Oh, man, I think they all are. One that I remember, obviously I've had a couple where I had a couple quick knockouts, and those were not, my best fight ever, so obviously that's tough. But if ones that have, that have been in it for more than a round, like, that I'd call one of my tougher fights that went close to the distance. I fought a guy named Henry Matamoros, and at the time he was a brown belt. He's now a black belt. I was only a blue belt at the time, and it was only like my fourth fight, and at the time he had over 30 fights, and he had started fighting, down in those IBCs that they used to run in Brazil that were like bare knuckle, and so he had a lot of experience, and I just took the fight, at the time I thought, I can do this kind of thing, and got in there, mixed it up with him, and it was back and forth, the first round and a half, I was beating up on him, and then the tide kind of turned. I don't think I was in shape as much as I should have been, and, he really wore me out, and then he kind of took, then the match was on cruise control for him, and he was definitely returning favor, so it was really, really back and forth. In the third round, he ended up breaking my nose, and I think there's probably about a minute left in the fight, and the ref stopped it because it wouldn't stop bleeding. But I'd say probably, when I think of all my fights, that one comes to mind as far as one of my tougher ones.
All right, thanks. And do you hope to avenge your loss against Spencer Fisher now that you guys are fighting under the same banner again, or do you wish to avenge your loss over about Bart Pelichesky more than Spencer Fisher, actually?
They're both obviously bad losses, and I think both of them, make stupid mistakes, and with guys like that, you get caught. If I could, redeem myself, Spencer's the bigger name. If I could fight either of them again and try to do it all over again, Spencer would be the one that would be better for me to redeem myself against. But both of the losses are both tough to take, and knockouts really suck. So I think both of them were pretty terrible. I just really feel like in both fights I had more ability to show than what happened. I came out, got caught early in the fight, and I don't have really a problem with losing. I mean, I have a problem with losing, but I don't have a problem with a better fighter beating me. or even getting knocked out, but it would have been nicer if that's going to happen, at least to have it happen at the end of the third round, so I can at least showcase some of my skill,
Exactly.
throughout the fight.
All right. And do you think the addition of Jesse Finney MMA made hit squat stronger than ever before?
I think I apologize to you. I'm having a really hard time hearing you. Can you repeat the question again?
I said, do you think the addition of Jesse Finney MMA had made the hit squad a little more stronger than before?
It's different. I think so, yeah. So far, all the changes he's made are really positive ones, he's cleaned the gym up quite a bit. It definitely looks a lot better. He's got a really professional sales staff and management now, whereas before, not that we weren't professional, it's just that, he's got, really proven methods that he's kind of incorporated, whereas before it was, really, the gym was just so much catering to the fighters and just kind of letting them run the show and do whatever they want, whereas now it's, much more structured and more of, a real, legitimate business. But yeah, he's brought a lot of positive changes, they're definitely getting members in there, because at the end of the day, it is a business that needs to be supported by members, not just fighters. And, so that's good. But obviously, I don't know if you've heard in recent news, we lost, our biggest asset at the gym, Mark Fiore, will be leaving the gym, and that's going to be a big negative. I know he's still, Jesse's still, bringing other people in and trying to make things the best situation possible. But Mark was a great coach. I've been with him for the past 3 years, and he really knows what he's doing, and he's a great motivator, and he knows what it takes to train champions, and that's going to be a big detriment to the gym from leaving.
Okay. Wow. Well, I never heard about that yet. Okay, and one last question. Between the last recent Edgar and Maynard fight that came to a draw, who do you think, in your opinion, won that fight?
Edgar, the draw between Frankie and Gray?
Yeah.
That's a tough one to call. It's like happened a little while back, and I did watch it. It's not really fresh in my head, but I definitely, I was actually kind of happy it was a draw. I think that you probably won't hear that from many people, but the reason why I argue that is because it was a very back and forth fight. It was hard to say, hey, there's a clear victor, and just because of the fact that I'm a huge fan of the sport, and it was such an awesome fight to watch, I was just like, hey, hell yeah, I'd like to see another one. Let's do it again, kind of thing. So I was really amazed. You can see, how elite those guys are, but I was really impressed with Frankie, just his ability to almost completely get finished in the first round. I probably would have given that first round a 10-8 to Gray.
Definitely.
And then he comes back, and not only just comes back from that tough of a round, but then comes back and actually wins a few rounds. I think that was just amazing to see how much of a game opponent he is. But like I said, just not having the fight being really fresh in my head, I wouldn't say that one or the other of them should have taken it, but I can definitely just say it was a great fight, and I was happy it was a draw so we can see it again.
And since you were looking forward to seeing it again, how do you feel about the injuries of the two now their main event is being pushed back?
It sucks, man, but it's such a common thing. It happens all the time, and fighters get injured. So yeah, it's disappointing, but it's probably better that they both got injured, so that it's not just one guy on the sideline being like, oh shit, I trained my ass off, and now I don't get to do anything. It's kind of probably better that they both got injured, even though I wouldn't wish anyone to be injured, but. Now they can push it off so they're both healthy, and we can see both of them at their full potential, hopefully. But it's just a common thing, injuries. For example, I just got my MRI back, and I'm healing up from 2 fractured ribs that I actually had before my last UFC bout. And it's just fighters get injured all the time. It's finding that balance between training as realistically as possible, safely, and just with this sport, it's the nature of the beast.
Okay, and actually I have one more question. How surprised were you in that last fight with that spinning back fist? Did that catch you off guard really good, or did you expect that leg kick that he faked?
Well, yeah, it got me off guard. Not being meaning to be a smart ass, but yeah, it got me off guard. I didn't see it at all. Like actually, I couldn't wait to. I mean, I didn't really want to watch it because obviously I knew I was unconscious. But like, you never see a hit that knocks you out. So like, I had no idea even what happened. Like, I had to have him tell me.
Yeah.
But then when you go and watch the fight, it was a brilliant move. You know, he just, you know, he could see that, you know, he had already done, you know, a few things with his legs. So I was expecting kicks coming from, you know, the low line, and then he faked the low kicks, you know, and perfectly placed the spinning back fist. Because if you look, like, I perfectly dropped my hand, you know, thinking the leg kick's coming. I'm going to try to check it with my forearm, and then bam, get hit right over the top with the spinning back fist. It's a beautiful move. You know, he did a great job.
Yeah, I actually just watched it about maybe half hour ago. I watched it again, and exactly when he was going for that leg kick, you can see you were going down to block it, and then as soon as he did that, he came around, and man, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But hey, it happens, you know. But I wish you the best. I was rooting for you, and I hope to see you back in there again soon.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'll be back at it, and I feel like I didn't show the best of myself in that fight, but you know, I have a lot more to offer. But you know, just you know, each fight's different, and each opponent's different. He was the better guy that night, and I just have to, you know, kind of suck it up and move on to the next one.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you very much for taking your time out of your busy schedule to talk to me and get this interview. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Have a good day.
You too, buddy. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.